Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I don't know at which point you are watching this. But this has been a crazy week. I only uploaded one video this week. It's been a crazy week for myself, and it's been a crazy week for South Africa. I've had to go to a funeral this week, and family comes first. I'll always choose that before doing any of these videos. I went to a funeral yesterday, and I was unable to upload on the other days also. But also, there's been a crazy event that has went down in El Dorado Park, where a policeman has been accused of shooting a 16-year-old boy with Down syndrome in the chest. Boy got shot in the chest, and he still got choked because when he fell underneath a truck where he was standing, and the boy was taken, choked, and thrown into the van. And when they got the boy to the hospital, they told the people at the hospital that this is gang related. Cool, no reason to. And I guess when you at the hospital, you have no reason to doubt what these people are saying. So it's fine. Let's just try save this person. We're probably not even gonna try as hard as at the hospital, because this is Baragwana Hospital. These are people who deal with gunshot wounds and all this stuff, and they are tired of gang-related stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't work as hard as they wanted to, trying to save a boy's life who allegedly was busy with gangsterism. We all know there is bullshit, and it was plain murder. Anyway, I try not to speak too much about this stuff on social media, but this is a platform, and this is a point when I can speak. I want to react to Twitter today. And I haven't done it before, and I've been encouraged to go ahead and react on Twitter. And today's trends might be related to all of this stuff, but hopefully in the weeks to come, we can solve the issue with the police in El Dorado Park. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your comments. Let me know what you think of the react and of the trends. Whether the way I go through social media is the way that you go about it. I think that's like the social experiment that I'm busy with here. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do trends. I'm not necessarily gonna check my feed, if that makes sense. Sometimes the only time I check Twitter is when I get a notification of something I might be interested in. The first trend we see here, I see Nsiki already, and already I'm bored. I'm bored with Nsiki. I wonder what she's saying. Ladies and ma. Chabulani raped me. I did not give him consent. I told him to stop. I believe Lady Zama was raped, and I believe Chava is innocent. That's very interesting. Oh, Siri? No. I said very interesting, and Siri thought I was talking to her. Hey, man. That's an interesting take. Is such a thing even possible? Now, I don't want to comment on believability of this person, That is not my place. Rape is wrong, and Lady Zama's accusations should be taken seriously and should be handled with the sensitivity and the urgency that it deserves. It is crazy that all of this is happening, and I feel kind of her story was kind of like, we heard about it, people weren't feeling it, and they moved on. So Lady Zama, I guess, was talking about this in a live. According to Lady Zama's Chava rape, the Lady Zama is not looking for justice but to destroy Chava's career. There is a comment from somebody there. Lady Zama speaks on a relation with Chava. Thread. Okay, cool. Do we want to read the thread? Lady Zama and Chava issues chins. You're on your own. I guess some of the... Hey, and like sometimes when a story is complicated and it seems like, hey, you don't know, like... It's a difficult thing to talk about. And okay, let's read some more comments, because as much as I'm by myself, and I hope that it's a safe space, it's like I still have reservations of saying how I feel. I'm not saying this person is lying at all. I'm not saying Lady Zama is lying. But the comment that resonates with me is, I believe Lady Zama was raped and I believe Java is innocent. Now, that's not my position, but it's an interesting position that I think, hey guys, we need to talk about this stuff. And if I say, guys, let's talk about this thing a bit more. Let's not treat someone who wants to talk more about a thing like they're looking for excuses or justifications, because this really is a contentious issue. And some people, their confusion is not coming out of hate or it's not coming out of misogyny. And we should embrace or give attention to someone who wants to find out more about a situation. This is clearly like a complicated issue, because after the incident with Lady Zama, I believe her and Java were still dating each other after that. Anyway, I hope Lady Zama finds peace and I hope she finds justice. Let's move on to the next trend, because this one is a bit hectic. Tenet, but that's a promoted post, so I won't go into it. But this is a movie. Now let's go into it. This is a movie that I might go to the movies for. Like Christopher Nolan did Inception. I think that's when people really woke up to him. And he did the Dark Knight trilogy. But Inception was like that whole movie about like the world is slightly not how we see it, and it takes a little bit of understanding to know what's going on in the thing. It's like all these abstract ideas. Hey man, what's going on? Then he did, after Inception, he did Interstellar. The red movie was about time travel, but that was moving forward in time. This movie looks like people are reversing. Hey man. And Denzel Washington's son. Oh, look at this video. This is so cool. And Denzel Washington's son seems to be making a name for himself. I want to go see this movie. And if I do it, I'll do a review video. Emilio reacts to Tenet. I look forward to that movie. Tumi Sieko. Or Tumi Siso. How do you say it? Why is this person... Tumi Siso was on that list more than once, and that can't be ignored. So this is another person accused under the Me Too movement. F Tumi Siko and anyone who defends him. I don't even know who that is. Is Tumi Siko DJ Speedster? Who is this person? But, do we want to know? This person's attorney letters. Anyway, let's move on. Insiki, what is Insiki saying? Guys, we need to reach a stage where our feelings towards someone doesn't blind us from when they're telling the truth. Insiki is 100% correct here, okay? Let us be honest. So most women who want to bash all men using rape on the app are the unattractive ones like you. Oh no. Men in entertainment are most likely to rape because they are used to female attention and don't understand when a woman says no. They are not used to no's. I find that makes so much sense. And I don't want to say I find it to be true, like I know people, but it's like, it's also like a thing that I don't understand. I don't understand how someone who's in a position where they can get girls, like they can get girls who will willingly, who will consent to them, but instead they opt for someone who doesn't want to. That for me doesn't make sense. And it's like, maybe there's like a thing in you where you want it to be rape. Like, it's not even like there's a misunderstanding or whatever. Like or like you can't get girls. There's no reason to do it, and there's not one case that's better than another. But I don't understand when you are able to relieve yourself and on someone who's willing, but you opt for someone who doesn't want to. That for me doesn't, that's the thing I don't understand, especially with like people who are famous and they commit these things, and people who are like, the people who don't usually get no, but they want the person who says no. That I don't understand. Mr. Handsome really said Nsiki is not attractive for rape and essay me kiki with. Okay, cool, whatever. No, cool, that is definitely a true statement. That does definitely make sense. Anyway, Nsiki, Sandile Kumete. Ooh. Former Etegwini Mayor turned member of provincial legislature, Zandile Gumede has been asked to take a leave of absence by ANC's Kzn provincial executive. This is a person who got fired for something as a mayor, and then she got promoted into like a governance position. Crazy times. It's about 10 minutes in. Let's do Instagram. Twitter is something else. Today is not even a day where things are nice. What is trending? Hashtag Uhulumeni, Futek ANC, KFM Note 20 Challenge, Nathaniel Julius. Let's see what's happening. Looks like Peggy Tele has tweeted on the matter. Guys, it is relevant to mention Natalia and Julia's race because things like this don't happen to white boys in suburbs. So we have to mention it because we are ultimately asking to be treated equally and fairly, and it doesn't equate to anti-blackness. Good night. Well said. Well said. Like, you know, even like with the Black Lives Matter movement, hey, when those things come here, it's difficult. It's difficult because actually colored people, black and brown people are included. When they say Black Lives Matter, we are included. But when like a movement that's named for the American social system, when it comes here, it doesn't translate very nicely. It's like trying to use a star screwdriver for a flat. Like, it's both screws and screwdrivers. It's supposed to work, but it doesn't really match nicely. So when a Black Lives Matter movement comes here, then now we're having new arguments about, hey guys, yeah. Brr. Hopefully this is a moment where we see that is it trials and tribulations, like the stuff that colored people and black people go through are the same. We were divided a long time ago, and we are the ones. It's not even white people anymore that's dividing us more. They've built something in us, and they've created a resentment amongst ourselves, and we are the ones that keeps that resentment going and keeps that divide going. So when something like this happens, it's not about like it's in a colored community or it's a black community. We have a shared experience. We have a difference because they split us up and they made sure that we aren't one race or we aren't one group. Anyway, other thing I was thinking today, like, thank God that Nathaniel had Down syndrome. Reason being, this cop said he shot this person because there was a housebreaking, or he said it was a gang-related thing. And if this homie was not Down syndrome, his story might have had legs to stand on. I don't know if that's the phrase for such a thing. So it's a George Floyd situation. Like the only reason why George Floyd's story was so widespread is because there was no this or that about anything George Floyd did wrong. The video was long enough. Now, if you come in line, you say this thing was gang related, and then we find out this kid is Down syndrome and this kid is 16. You are obviously talking shit. Obviously. If this kid was not Down syndrome, there would have been a lot of, even from us ourselves, as colored people or people who live in the hood, or as people of color, even we would have questioned what happened. But we know what happened. We'll wait for the investigation, and we hope that justice is served and this homie goes to jail. And unfortunately, likely the jail where he's going, he put some of those people there. Okay, what does Mbuyi say? I respect Mbuyi say in Dlozi a lot. Cyril Ramaphosa says, my thoughts and prayers are with the family and neighbors of Nathaniel Julius, who has, as a 16-year-old, been deprived of a future and whose tragic death has given rise to anger and unrest in the community that deserves better. I want to tell you the story of Cyril Ramaphosa, but let me finish this. Let me finish this. Mbuyi says, Chief, the day you became president, you lost the privilege to sound helpless like all of us. You have power. We don't want your prayers. We want justice. Natalia Julius was killed by your police. Same way Marikana workers were killed. Remember your words. Concomitant actions. Concomitant. Mr. President, don't come at us with your condolences and sadness over murder of Nathaniel Julius. The police force in our country are a law unto themselves. We don't need bigger force. We need accountability, consequences, body cams, digitized systems. A couple of years ago, I think this was 2013, a friend of mine lost his cousin to rape and murder. And we had went to the funeral, and this was in Eldos, and then we heard that like Cyril Ramaphosa was gonna come. He was still deputy president at the time, but I think this was like he was making moves to become president. I think that Jacob Zuma was still president and all those things, and he was making moves and inroads. He was deputy president at the time, and as homie, they made space for him on the program to speak at the funeral as like a representative of the government and as someone who's going to speak about what the government is planning on doing in communities like Eldos and Soweto. This homie rocked up late to the funeral. This homie, there was a commotion when he showed up at the funeral. I mean, people were dressed casually in oversized ANC t-shirts and made a noise when they came in. When they came in, Cyril Ramaphosa was given a chance to speak, and he was given the respect of day, understanding like, cool, you came late, we'll just slot you next in the program. He spoke and he left, but that was like such a eyesore for the funeral, because here's these people who are clearly just like campaigning, and now you're coming here with your big t-shirts and you're coming to talk, and it's like it was very distasteful. He could have come dressed better. I believe he was dressed formally, but the people that were campaigning with him could have definitely respected that funeral more. And what I'm saying is like these people in government know where the issues are. Someone said on Facebook yesterday, someone that I know, that police station, they know where the drug houses are. They know who the drug dealers are. In Eldos, if they report against you, that thing will never come out. Dockets go missing all the time. Like, and it's not even like you need to know someone. You can ask any police officer, how much can I pay you for this thing to disappear? Everyone knows where the drug dealers stay. Everyone knows where the drug houses are and the drug dens. But we do nothing. Now there's enough people to spade people with the water. Anyway, what am I react? Let me react. Ulisani said what she said. Okay, cool. I must like these things. Please sign a petition below as we fight for justice for Nathaniel. Cool. Our timeline was filled with George Floyd when we had to fight for him. But what about Nathaniel and Julius, a child of our own country? This needs the same energy you gave George Floyd. This should not be taken lightly. Why are they putting a picture of this man here? It doesn't seem like the picture that I saw that is the Scorpion character. We must, and I'll say this as a colored person, because every time something happens in the black community, someone is gonna say something to divide us. Yeah, colored people, your silence is deafening in this time. Then when something happens in the colored community, now someone in the colored community is like, yeah, black people, you all aren't doing like, no guys, let me ask colored people because I'm colored, and hopefully it will resonate you more. Now is not the time to create another divide. Let's fight the issue in the police. Let's fight corruption in the police. And I'm hoping because of the spotlight, this will give the community, maybe a confidence to go and report all these drug things now. Now you know there's likely gonna be stuff done about it. Let's go and report all drug activity that we know about in Eldos, in Cape Town, in PE, all over South Africa. Let's report those things now. I think they're more likely to listen to it, and it'll be harder to make a docket disappear now. And what Ulisani said, digitize the systems. And the thing is, the dockets do get transferred digitally. There is a digital copy of the docket. But if the physical copy is gone, then you can't do anything, which is weird. We need to scan whatever documents are in those things and keep a digital copy of it. I'm doing this for 2 more minutes, and hopefully this was a react that you enjoyed. Please do comment, please do share. I want, if I say something that's misguided or misinformed, tell me. And then when I get new information and I don't change my mind, then there's no hope or cause for me. If I'm wrong, tell me, please. That's how we should work. If you have an opinion that I disagree with, I will invite you to receive new information to help include in your equation. Rest in peace, Nathaniel Julius. This is coloreds were fighting. Coloreds were fighters for BLM, yet now we're standing alone. That's not necessary. That's not necessary. I'm fine with the Colored Lives Matter hashtag, but let us not be a time for racial tension. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. Black people go through this, colored people go through this. I just wish, my goal and what I want my legacy to be in life is that, like, when I'm dead, my existence in this country and my contribution to this country will be that relations between black and colored people are better than what they were the day I was born. Better than what they were the day before. Don't mean to get deep, but really, like, and relations between other people, really, that is secondary. I think the biggest force right now, if colored people and black people became one, we'll take this country to new heights. I don't think there's anything more I can say, but thank you for watching this far.